Big crowds, vocal crowds outside the U.S. Supreme Court today, some for, some against same-sex marriages. The nation's highest court hearing arguments today over the constitutionality of Proposition 8. That's California's ban on gay marriage, which voters there approved a few years back. It is our big story tonight, and the positions of Wisconsin's two U.S. senators reflect a divide in the country. Democrat Tammy Baldwin, a vocal supporter of same-sex marriage. Republican Ron Johnson supports traditional marriage.
Both of them spoke to our Mike Lowe today. Baldwin spoke exclusively to him, and she says she plans to be there in person for some of these arguments. Mike is here in person now.
Good evening, Anna, and good evening, Ted. Baldwin's historic election in November was another clear signal of the changing sentiments in society and the United States Senate, where now even some Republicans have endorsed gay marriage. For Tammy Baldwin, the stakes couldn't be higher.
What's at stake is the full citizenship of a certain group of American citizens.
For U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin, the arguments at the Supreme Court are not simply political. They are personal.
I want to have equal rights.
She is the nation's first openly gay senator, and she will be present in the courtroom for the arguments Wednesday.
I believe that the Defense of Marriage Act, which is the case that will be argued tomorrow, does enshrine discrimination in our nation's statutes, and that's wrong.
But Republican U.S. Senator Ron Johnson believes in traditional marriage between one man and one woman. He says it's not for the court to make sweeping societal changes. He says that's the responsibility of society itself.
I really believe this should be decided by voters in the states is the proper course.
He acknowledges a shift in attitudes and in the Senate.
I think what you're just seeing is a societal shift, in terms of young people, in terms of their attitudes toward gay marriage and older folks. From my standpoint, it's really a states' rights issue.
But Baldwin says it's a civil rights issue and can't wait for society to catch up.
America has been a story about progress towards full equality, full opportunity for all of its citizens. This is a part of that story, and it is deeply moving for me to to have a seat at the table at this point in history.
And today the Supreme Court heard arguments in the California Proposition 8 case. Tomorrow the Supreme Court takes up the Federal Defense of Marriage Act, something that Congress could change without the court. But both of Wisconsin senators say there's a long way to go before there are enough votes to repeal it in the House of Representatives. Back to you.
Mike, thank you for all of that. The senators are passionate. A lot of our viewers are passionate about this issue.
And they're writing us. Here's a sampling of the comments seen on the Fox 6 News Facebook fan page today. Alan writes, it has absolutely no bearing on my or anyone else's marriage of anyone else I know, so let them get married.
Ann says there are two kinds of marriage, right? You are legally married, and then you can also receive the sacrament of marriage. Two different things. And
Joe weighed in saying, I don't think marriage is an issue that requires federal regulation. As always, thanks for joining our conversation on Facebook. Like the Fox 6 News page today to share your thoughts on this and other issues that come down the pike. A father and son accused of beating a teen in the head with a baseball bat appear